Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to explore the hidden business model behind luxury resale platforms. At first glance, these platforms look like simple marketplaces for secondhand designer goods, but the real business is deeper than the resale alone. These platforms are really selling trust, authentication, convenience, and status preserving access. The item matters, of course, but the confidence behind the transaction is what makes the model so compelling. Most consumers see luxury resale platforms as a way to get luxury for less. They think of them as convenient online marketplaces where designer items become more attainable. That perception is very important because it explains the front end appeal, luxury access, lower prices, and a user friendly shopping experience. But while that is what people see, it is not the full business story. What is really happening is that these platforms are monetizing trust. In luxury resale, one of the biggest barriers is fear that the item may not be authentic, fear that the quality may not match expectations, and fear that the purchase may not be worth the risk. These platforms win by reducing that fear through authentication methods, reassurance, and a smoother transaction process. They transform the buyer confidence into a profitable business model. The customer journey begins with discovery. A buyer is drawn in by the possibility of owning a luxury item, often at a more attractive price point. But then comes the most important moment in the journey: trust. Authentication, whether expert led or artificially intelligent supported, provides peace of mind and helps the buyer move forward. Once that trust barrier is lowered, the purchase process becomes easier and more efficient. So the journey is just not discovery to purchase, it is desire to reassurance to confidence. We must go beyond the purchase itself. Delivery matters because premium packaging reinforces quality and trust. Status preservation also matters because customers are not just buying a product, they are buying into lasting brand value. And post sale support helps deepen loyalty, build community, and encourage repeat engagement. So, luxury resale platforms are not only trying to complete a transaction, they are trying to create an experience that protects the emotional and status value of luxury ownership. The revenue engine of luxury resale platforms come from much more than simply listing products. Commission fees allow the platform to take a percentage of each transaction. Authentication fees create additional value capture through verification into a monetized service. And membership tiers create recurring revenue while increasing user loyalty and engagement. What makes this so compelling is that every part of the revenue model is tied back to trust and confidence. Our revenue model can go even further. Data monetization allows platforms to use customer behavior and preferences to improve targeting and drive additional revenue opportunities. At the same time, exclusivity value helps preserve the sense of luxury, status, and scarcity that makes these goods desirable in the first place. So the platform is not only facilitating transactions, it is shaping perception, preserving desirability, and using insight to make the ecosystem that much more profitable. Trust is really the heart of the presentation. Authenticity matters because fear of counterfeits or misrepresented items can stop a transaction before it even happens. Trust lowers buyers' risk and supports consumer confidence. And once trust is in place, platforms can justify premium pricing and build stronger long term relationships. In other words, trust is not a side feature, it is the product layer that makes the business model work. The business model canvas can help us make more structure of the visible. The consumer segment includes luxury buyers, sellers, and status conscious individuals who want authenticated products. The value proposition is very clear: convenience, authenticity, and access to prestigious brands with lower risk. This shows that the platform is not simply an online store. It is a marketplace built around trusted exchange and status preserving access. This is what gives the business model its strength. Luxury resale platforms are not just marketplaces for secondhand goods, they are trust infrastructures for status sensitive transactions. The strategic takeaway is that luxury resale platforms succeed by investing in three things: authentication, data utilization, and exclusivity. Authentication protects trust. Data utilization supports personalization and convenience. And exclusivity preserves the status value that keeps premium buyers interested. So the deeper lesson is this: these platforms are not just selling secondhand luxury, they are turning trust, confidence, and exclusivity into a scalable and expandable business model. Thank you.